Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole. My pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on the traditional unceded territory of the Coast Salish Nations. And today I am bringing you a budget update. It's Friday, so it's time to check in on our budgets together. Let me know down below if you have a purchase that you've been putting off for a long time, maybe something that is a need, but yet you've managed to put it off for such a long time. I feel like I'm doing a TikTok video. Put a finger down if you have needed to do something pretty essential for like 3 years and haven't done it, or if there's something that's been causing you a lot of low-grade stress and you just haven't dealt with it. Yes, I'm putting my finger down. Let's get into it. I spent a lot of money this week and I'm cool with it. Let's go ahead and look at my transactions. I've got a lot of them. So I'm going to start with some pretty basic stuff. This is not the meat of the video. I had 2 opportunities to do some outdoor socializing and, got to take our socializing while we can get it, especially if we're in the Pacific Northwest and it's about to be a, 4-month dark cloud, rain, storm, cold party that will make being outside hard. So I got pizza one night. I always do a big tip, which is why these prices might seem a little bit on the high side. So I got pizza one night for $14.30. That was for 2 slices and then I guess like a 30% tip. I just feel like if I'm gonna add to people's exposure, I want to at least tip them well. And then I went again to the same place and I spent $23.58. And this is actually kind of a funny story. I was going to my friend's house to hang out in the backyard, and she said, "Oh, that pizza place by your house, I've been craving mozzarella wedges." And she's like, "Oh, will you pick up an order when you come by?" And I thought, "Oh yeah, that sounds delicious." So I ordered 2 orders. And when I ordered, they said, "Oh, did you want those to be whole wheat or white flour?" And I was like, "Huh, that's a weird question. I guess white. I guess she would have said whole wheat if she wants whole wheat." Anyway, I get to the restaurant and they hand me 2 pizza boxes and they are so heavy. I'm just like, what did I just order? So it turns out it was actually like 2 basically pizzas with no sauce and just like a mountain of mozzarella. Delicious. But anyway, we ate some of it that night. I took what we had left over from the one pie and I left the other one with her because she has family members and she actually has some employees that work out of her home studio. So I left that with her. But anyway, I treated that night. So that's a funny story for the day. I went to Value Village. I'm addicted. I have no shame. And I'm going to put that in my fun category. I went to Value Village and that cost $14.82. I actually got several things, including a puzzle that I just finished tonight, and it's very satisfying. Well, actually, when I was getting that giant mozzarella pile, I picked up something to drink and some fruit at the store that is next to the restaurant, and that was $4.60. I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna put that in eating out, I guess. I picked up some cat stuff, medicine for Violet, which is $52. I don't know if you can read this, but I made it say the name of the pharmacy, the compounding pharmacy, and then I said Violet's medicine. I'm just trying to keep better track. I actually might do a video on cat expenses because I actually went through and figured out exactly how much I spent on them this year, and it's a lot. Guess how much if you want. So that medicine was $52. It's always $52. I also picked up medicine for Junior, and that was $68.54. That was for 3 kinds of medicine, the cheaper ones, clearly. Hulu came out. That was $6.55. I bought this transaction here that I'm actually not going to move over. I got my coat in the mail, and it was a little bit too big. I did try to like measure myself, but you know, sizing makes no sense. So-called plus size sizing makes no sense. All sizing for women, at least for like purportedly for women, makes no sense. So anyway, though I had measured myself, it was a little too big. So I actually ordered the next size down, and then I will return the one. But I wanted to track it, but I'm not going to move it over because I'm going to return one of them. So anyway, that's just going to hang out there till I return one. I guess it's my way of remembering. I have some groceries. Usually next week's groceries would be on next week's budget, but because I'm doing a training this weekend, all weekend, I went ahead and grabbed the essentials on Thursday. But actually last week's groceries, I've got $198 at Grocery Outlet, and that was for some snacks. I actually last week did a thing where I spent $20 on groceries and lived on that all week. And so anyway, $198 for snacks. That was for the day of. And then $16.71 on actual groceries for this $20 in a week. It actually was $22. And then Dollar Tree, I spent $5 more for groceries. And so that was $5. That's going to go in groceries. And then I spent $5.47 on just a couple of household things, basically just baskets to go in the freezer to actually hold stuff in an organized way. And one of those things that you put on top of the pan that's like a screen for when you're like frying something so it doesn't get everywhere. Anyway, that was $5.47. I'm going to put that in household. I was wrong. $5.47 into household. Okay. All right. Then I grabbed essentials this week, $33.35 at f.i.r.e. Wow, that escalated quickly. Wow. Okay. All right. I got gas for $26.38. I actually got gas today, but that'll have to go in next week's budget. $26.38. I went to Seattle last week. Okay, so now this is the meat of the video. Okay, so at the beginning of quarantine, I dropped my computer. The little charger got smushed, and I bought a new charger. That charger never worked because I guess the charging port was broken. And I've been working from home using my computer and obviously doing, you know, all the things we do on our computers on my computer. But basically this week it just wouldn't charge anymore. So I just bit the bullet and I used my amazing sinking fund, tech fund right here with $426 in it to buy a new laptop. I just bought a very affordable one. It was about $300, and that is because laptops are a hot commodity right now. This is not the time to buy a laptop, but oh my gosh, my life has just been 100 times easier ever since I did that. And I also bought a hard drive, which I have literally been not doing for 3 years. I'm a visual artist. One of the main things I need to do is document my work and keep that documentation safe. And I really haven't been doing that for the last 3 years. So I spent $421 on a laptop and a hard drive, and woo, that is what that money is for. Okay, and then the additional meat of the video, I bought a mattress. So I feel like this story is full of, or this like video is full of, in my opinion, hilarious and juicy stories, but the mattress that I've been sleeping on for the last 5 years belonged to my ex, which like we split up soon after I moved here with that mattress. And that mattress is actually from his previous marriage, like before, you know, that happened, ended years before we even met. So gives you an indication of 1, how old the mattress is, and 2, how much I really needed to invest in a new mattress. But I think I always thought like I wouldn't live on the West Coast that long, and I would move and then I would just throw away the mattress and not have to worry about it. But I actually just like had a terrible like crick in my back in this way that had never happened before, and I just like was at my wit's end. This week, I just needed to make my life easier. It is 2020, and we are not supposed to torture ourselves. So I went to Mattress Firm, walked around. There was nothing in my price range. Though I have not planned for this purchase, again, why not? It's something I've needed for 5 years, if not more. And, but I just decided like 500-ish was my price range. There was nothing there and nobody helped me. So I like walked out, went down the plaza to a more local place called Mattress Depot, and I found a pretty good mattress in my price range. So I don't know, I'll report back about whether or not it's great, but I tried them all out. There was the only person in the store. The other person, wore a mask. Obviously I wore a mask, and it was just a really good experience considering, that we're in a pandemic and it's kind of scary to shop. This person was really helpful, really knowledgeable, and I got a mattress and it was $589.67. It was one of those rolly kinds, and I just brought it home, and my downstairs neighbor helped me bring it up, and it's been great. What an improvement. What a vast, vast improvement. Okay, so then the question is, where is this $589 going to come from? And I will tell you, my down payment fund. This goal of mine has taken a beating, but as I mentioned, it's 2020 and we are not torturing ourselves. So why was I prioritizing a down payment instead of my back health, my sleep hygiene, my mental health? Like, sleep is so important, especially in the quarantine and depression-ridden 2020. So yeah, I think I just need to reallocate this money. That is an important goal to me, but ultimately, this is a better place to spend it. Now, I am going to just change this goal's name, and it is going to be important stuff. I might tinker with this before next week, and so that this ends up being in a better place for my actual budget. I will tell you next week, but for right now, I'm just changing this to important stuff, and that's where we're at. Going back to transactions, $589.67 goes in important stuff. And boom, we're done. That's the week. It was a lot. I hope you're all doing well, and I will see you in the next video.